Teacher by day, independent underground hip-hop artist by night. DC's own Asheru is here, and we're all about to get schooled. Washington Full Circle starts right now. And welcome to Washington Full Circle. I'm Furman Patterson. He pioneered the hip-hop education movement, won the Peabody Award for journalism, and as a self-described hip-hop cultural ambassador, cranked his music with a message all the way to South Africa. Raise your hands, everybody, for a teacher of both life in and out of the classroom. Asheru, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're honored.
Thank you, sir.
Now, teacher and hip-hop artist, which came first?
Actually, they both started around the same time. I graduated from college in '96. I put my first project out in '97, and I started teaching in '97. So they both, it's been 18 years for both.
So they were meant to have, both were meant to happen?
Both were meant to happen, and I firmly believe that, you know, throughout my whole career, I've always come to this kind of crossroads where I have to decide, do I want to give one up for the other? And I never wanted to give either of them up, so I just found a way to work around these two passions of mine and make my life around it, you know.
Now we're talking about DC Public School.
Yeah. I worked in DC Public Schools.
So what school did you start at?
I started at Magogny Elementary in Southeast. Then I worked with a charter school called Community Academy. Then I went to Rock Creek Academy, which was a special ed center, which is where a lot of my work kind of really flourished in working with that population, with special ed population. And tapping into the talent and just seeing that there's so much unquantified talent in these young people. So that's kind of where it kicked off. And then from there I went to Ballou, and I served at Ballou for 3 or 4 years. And now I'm just full-time doing guerrilla arts, running the after-school programming, working with DC Public Schools, Prince George's County Public Schools, and really tapping into the youth engagement, climate and culture, culturally responsive teaching side of it, and being a support for teachers to really do this work.
I like that. I like that term, guerrilla arts.
Yeah, guerrilla arts.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, how did the kids feel the first time you decided, oh, I'm going to meld these two genres together, these two fields together?
I think they kind of were like, well, what are you doing? But, you know, you got to understand, the way I grew up, you know, the artists that I listened to, I used to really copy their lyrics down in a notebook, and I was really, you know, I learned everything from hip hop. I learned about male-female relationships, black nationality, politics, sex, police, everything I learned from hip hop, you know, and so I felt like if we could just tap into it the same way I did, they could see some value in it. So I started, of course, with the stuff that I know. Right. But as it opened up and the dialogue started, then I would take some of the stuff that they were listening to, and it opened my mind up. So, you know, it's an exchange that really does happen when you introduce hip hop and social media and popular culture into the discussion, because these are the things we deal with every day. But you got to put it in a context, and I think that was what the students appreciated, is that we could contextualize what it was that they were listening to, you know, and put it in a format that made sense.
Now I can see the kids getting interested right away.
Oh yeah.
But how did the school and the parents react?
Well, you know, schools were slow to respond. They thought that hip hop and education were mutually exclusive. They could not coexist in the same space. And so for the years, I mean, I fought since '99, I've been told by principals and administrators that I was crazy. I've gotten into arguments, I've gotten in fights, almost fired before, but because, you know, I felt so passionately about trying to teach the whole student and finding ways that I could tap into their whole development, not just what they're doing in this classroom on this test, you know what I mean? So, you know, I really fought for it, and I think it's something that paid off, because now, you know, hip-hop education is really moving. There are people that are really taking to it. I just came from a conference in Portland, the Teaching with Purpose conference, and I'm with, you know, people who are the leaders in the field, you know, Chris Emdens and, you know, Karanja Cruz and Gloria Ladson Billings and Geneva Gay, and these people who are pioneers of culturally responsive teaching. And hip hop ed is just kind of a piece under that, you know, because culture is fluid and there's a lot of different elements. So when we say hip hop ed, well, when I say it, I'm not just speaking about hip hop lyrics. I'm really speaking about an approach to how we teach and how we do the dance of instruction. You
Right.
know, yeah.
So you were doing a dance
Yeah.
of teacher by day
Yeah.
and hip hop artist, because I knew
Absolutely.
you wanted your music to thrive.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how did you do it? How did teachers are
Oh,
usually
man.
at home
Yeah.
taking their work home?
Right. I mean, and I did that. I mean, it was honestly the good thing about it at that time is I had my summers off. So in the summers I go on tour. I'd be in Europe for 30 days, 40
What?
days, and I'd come back home. Or during the school year, I'd be like, I got a show. I'm opening for Lupe at the 9:30 Club, and I'd come home at 2 in the morning and have to get up at 7 to go into class. So and I'd be in class like, I just did a show in Lupe last night. They're like, man, you lying? Like, no, seriously, I just had a show like last night. So that kind of thing. And even having the kids sometimes pick beats for me. Like I would play instrumentals while they'd have creative writing, or if I just had like that downtime, and they would say, I really like that beat, or I don't like that beat, don't take that one off, So they were even sometimes my focus group for what I was doing, but I always wanted to represent and reflect what they were dealing with, what I saw. My music is, people would say it's conscious music, positive music. It's really just music that comes from my perspective. Never sold drugs. I've never been arrested. I don't, so my album, my music has always had a kind of slant that was from this servant leadership kind of role and me wanting to be true to the tradition that I grew up in. So that's really kind of how it all came about and what I stick to now.
Man, you're schooling us. Lots more to talk about. We'll be right back with hip hop educator and independent music artist Asheru right after this. And welcome back to Washington Full Circle, where today in our studio, Mr. Gabriel Ben, aka Asheru, is schooling us on the intersection between education and hip hop.
Absolutely.
Now, you're schooling us also on the world. I understand that you've been all over the world.
All over the world. Honestly, hip hop has taken me to over 25 countries. Since my first record in 97, 98, I've been to about 24, 25 countries through hip hop music, doing workshops, performing, touring, working with organizations, so I'm a true testament to the fact that it is a global culture and a global, community of people.
And you really are an ambassador.
Yeah, and
cultural ambassador.
State Department in 2014. I went with the first cohort of cultural ambassadors that the State Department sent out as hip-hop cultural ambassadors. So in my cohort, we have people like Tony Blackman, who's an illustrious hip-hop educator, ambassador already, but she was on board. Diamond D, who's a well-known producer. A lot of different artists. DJ Two-Tone Jones, who's from here, from D.C. as well. And Junior's Brickhouse, who's here from DC. So we all just we had MCs, producers, DJs, and dancers. And we just kind of broke off into 6 different groups, and they went to Bangladesh, Senegal, different countries all over the world, Croatia. They're going now into their 4th cohort of artists that are going out. So it's an honor to be a part of it, and something I always, think about dearly, because it was a life-changing experience,
Well, we want to take a look at something right now.
Yeah.
One other thing that young people are getting schooled on these days is politics. Asheru collaborated with a group called the Philosopher's Stone for a video civics lesson. Let's take a look at this.
I say it again, what do you have to lose? Look, what do you have to lose?
What do we have to lose more? Power abuse more, black and bruise more, innocent accused more, facts confused more, hate excuse, justice still refused, all just to be
How
used,
about my mind, my freedoms, and all self-respect? Black lives at the hands of those who serve and protect. Our status in the world when it all is a stage, and the star of the show is on a whole nother page.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I see first thing that's my girl Wayna singing on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wayna. Wayna, myself, and Roddy Rye, we formed a group called the Philosopher's Stone. And this is our first kind of project that we started working on.
That's not, call it a project.
Right.
That's an interesting video, and that has a story, definitely.
Yeah, it does. Well, I mean, a good friend of ours, Wyatt Kloss from Big Bowl of Ideas, called and he said, you know, I really want you to make an anti-Trump record. And it was our first studio session, actually. The day that he called me was our first agreed upon session. So I came in the session, I said, hey, I got us a song I think we need to work on right now. And we started playing some videos of Trump speeches and hearing what he was saying, and it just inspired the song right then and there, you know. And then later on, we the next night actually was the first Trump debate, first Hillary and the Trump debate. So I went to the Trump Hotel as part of a
Trump
Facebook
International,
joke.
downtown
Went to the Trump
Pennsylvania
International downtown. It started as a Facebook joke. Like, I think I'm gonna go to the Trump International to watch the debates. Who's coming with me? And like 200 people were like, I'm coming. I love it. So when I got there, there were about 20, 25 of us who were just there, and our presence interrupted the room. You know, it disrupted everything, and it was awesome to just see that power. You know, but that's where a lot of the parts from the video come in that you see, and you can see the whole video, hear the whole song on SoundCloud. But the group is called the Philosopher's Stone. Check us out. We got more stuff coming and some surprises. I got some more footage from the hotel that I got. We'll share soon. So yeah, you'll see it all.
Now, with this video and with all of your stuff, there's always a message. There's always a message.
Yeah, there's all. I mean, you know, like I said, my duty is to the tradition of my culture, which is hip hop. And, you know, I've been fortunate as an independent underground artist, I've been fortunate to not have any corporate influence. So I talk about what I want to talk about, say it how I want to say it. I put it out when I want to put it out. I shoot the videos the way I want to shoot them.
Right.
You know, and so there's a freedom in that. And with that freedom and responsibility of it all, I just want to make sure that I put out my best self when I make my music, you know, and I know I got kids there watching, you know, and like I said, my first year teaching was 97 at Magogny Elementary. Those kids that I taught in 6th grade in 97 are 30 now.
Wow.
They're grown adults with children, you know, so I have to be mindful of that, and mindful of the fact that there are people watching, and all of the feedback I've ever gotten, every country I've ever gone to, every community that I work with, people always tell me that they appreciate the fact that I don't veer off and that I stay true to how I want to do it, you know, and I think that's really what's gotten me to this point and making, you know, that I'm able to still do it 18 years later and still put albums out and still, you know, put videos out, doing it. Exactly. So
now in DC, we promote local artists. 202 Creates is big here, and we try to promote as many independent artists.
Absolutely.
How is the independent artist seen from inside?
Well, you know, it's interesting. My organization, Guerrilla Arts, has been around for 11 years now. And all I've been doing is recruiting, training, and hiring local artists to be teaching artists and to go into schools, whether they do capoeira, chess, dance, theater, photography, culinary, whatever their thing is. And I see that there's a passionate community of artists here. There's some disjointedness where we don't always see the same resources and the same opportunities, but there's still that passion there and that commitment to not only helping our community, but to preserving the DC legacy of creativity and how we have this kind of do-it-yourself spirit here in DC. DC is the only place I've been to where you can see people walking up and down the street. This brother might have 6 albums out. You don't even know it, you know what I mean? But there's an audience that does know it, you know, and so you could be self-contained here in DC because there's so many artists that want to see and hear what you're doing. So yeah, I mean, I think the arts community here is the trick to help with workforce development, with education, with these developers who are coming in and doing all of this work. What we've been doing is partnering with these organizations, local government, developers, and trying to create these arts disruptions where we engage the community, but also put these artists to work and have them go in and do this work. So, you know, it's really important that the arts community is supported, and I love to see how 202 Creates really did support this movement and how many of us are here, you know. There's a lot of us here.
Excellent,
so, yeah.
man. Thanks so much.
Thank you, brother. I
Schooling us
appreciate it.
today. Don't go away. Washington Full Circle will be right back in a moment as Asheru takes to the stage to make magic.
Yeah.
And welcome back to Washington Full Circle. Teacher by day, independent underground hip hop artist by night. DC's own Asheru.
What's up, sir?
Now, Asheru, we're standing on the stage, which means you're about to get busy,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
This is what we've been waiting for. The music. We've been talking about it, but
Right.
now we get to do it.
Right, absolutely.
The song you're going to do is Make Magic.
Yes.
Now, of course, you've been teaching and everything else. What does this song teach us?
Make Magic is a song that comes out of this West African concept called Nomo, which is the power of the spoken word, that power to make things come into existence. Like I was saying earlier, you know how we say in church to claim it or to
Right.
or to make things come into existence. So this is what Make Magic is, you know, and it's dedicated to all of the teachers and the creatives and the people out there that are really doing this work and making magic every day.
And what can the youngsters take from this song?
That there's always, when we were kids, everybody says, if you can see it, you can achieve it. If you
Yes.
believe it, you can achieve it. This is kind of an extension of that by saying, yes, if you believe it, you can achieve it, but if you actually put the work in, and have the passion for it, you literally can make magic. You can do things with little to no money. You can do things with, everything is at our fingertips now and accessible for us to really create in a way that has never been done before. So yeah, there's no excuse not to make magic, every day, every day.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Well, I'm dying to hear it, and I'm dying
on.
to hear all of your stuff, but
Okay.
we're going to let you do it right now, so I'm going to leave it to you.
Thank you, sir.
Take
All
it
right,
away.
All right.
Yeah. Shout out to Guerrilla Arts. Patterson Bros. Yeah. And of course, I want to send this one out to my brother, Choppy Chop. Get better. Yeah. We make magic. Woo! Hey. This one goes out to all the alchemists out there. The ones that know how to make that be that. Hey, we make magic. Yeah, salute to all of y'all out there. 202 creates, we make magic. Hey. It go classroom to boardroom, avoid the courtroom. Black life is real, man, this is not a cartoon. Feel like a tiger in a zoo. Wish another brother would try to take from me and mine like another brother could. Wipe the rust off before I bust off. Bama's up, they steaks, mess around, get dust off like buffet plates. This is food for the soul. Pull up a chair, pour yourself a cup of it. It'll only take a couple years for some to really get it. I keep it so Robin Hood get it from the comedics and go for the gold. Using formulas untold, break from the mold, give you a piece of my soul. The way I do it is too cold. No such thing as too old. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold, and at the same time I'm never satisfied. Guess I get it from my mama. She ain't never lied. Make moves and make money. Personally, I make magic. And ain't a damn thing funny when the fear creeps up. Man up, keep up and make. What you think? I'ma let these brothers out hustle me? Shh, brother, please, I make magic. Hey, you know what? Hey, yo, I call it insomnia. Sleep is not a luxury. Magic. Yeah, the check. 7 has the project Nomo, then to Guerrilla Arts. We the willing are the ones who make the revolution start. Every step was a lesson to prep me for the test. Use my mind power now, making things manifest. Also known as the secret, we speak it into existence. Some more African you would notice if you listen to that tiny little voice that you hear on the inner to ignore. It's the horrible mistake of most beginners while the winners tell the story. Take the blame or the glory and distinguish themselves, making their own category while the rest filling squares, cubicles spilling chairs, making the next man with the plan a millionaire. That's the way of the world, Big Bang. Take little, you be lucky if you could just maintain in the middle. But when you live outside of all of these parameters, get your hustle on. Ain't nothing you can't handle, bruh. Moves that make money. Personally, I make. And ain't a damn thing funny when the fear creeps up. Man up, keep up and make magic. What you think? I'ma let these brothers out hustle me? Psh, brother, please, I make magic. Hey, hey, you know what? Hey, yo, I call it insomnia. Sleep is not a luxury. Magic. Yo, 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 yo. 18 years of running, juggling 2 careers, started 2 businesses, stand alone among my peers. I never play higher than I try to play them low. Everybody got a light to shine, so let it glow. You better know the goal in mind when you make plans. Keep them to yourself, only sharing with your mans or other like-minded folks to really offer help, or else you be trying to do it all by yourself. Next thing, be persistent and eliminate fear. You got power beyond measure. The reason why you here, all it takes is a little internal investigation. Find success in the journey, not just the destination. Last thing, ignore the critics, haters to be specific. If they could do what you doing, they would. So forget it. To let that God-given talent go to waste would be tragic. Make moves, make money. Most of all, make moves and make money. Personally, I make magic. And ain't a damn thing funny. The fear creeps up, man up, keep up and make magic. What you think? I'ma let these brothers out hustle me? Psh, brother, please, I make magic. Hey, hey, you know what? Hey, yo, I call it insomnia. Sleep is not a luxury. Magic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We make magic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We make magic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We make magic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We make.
Making magic right here on the stage. Thanks so much
Thank you.
for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Terrific, man.
Thank you
Come
very
back
much.
again.
Will do.
And
Will do.
that's it for Washington Full Circle. Thanks to you for watching. Thanks to our guest, Asheru, and we'll see you again next time.
Peace. Thank you, man.